Hey guys, and now I want to talk about some of my fellow pages that I used to work with at CBS in the CBS page program in Hollywood at Television City back in 2007. So, other than myself, you guys know what happened to me. I worked, I was on Glee afterwards. I was on Grey's Anatomy. I was on Desperate Housewives, Men of a Certain Age. Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, The Defenders, Criminal Minds. I got to work on Parks and Recreation. I got to work on Numbers. And I got to work as a page again at Audiences Unlimited in 2014 and 2019, where I worked at Fuller House and Girl Meets World and The Conners and The Big Bang Theory and One Day at a Time and the America's Funniest Videos and the American Music Awards and Two Broke Girls and Mike and Molly, Mom, and so many shows. So many shows I worked at that company. But that was just me. That was just me. And I went to UCLA that 1 year for screenwriting and the professional program. And then there was my friend Chuck. And you guys know that blog I had on him. Chuck got to be a PA on Dancing with the Stars. He got to be an extra on The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, All My Children. And he had lines on a few of them. Not many, but a few. A few lines here and there. And I think the Thundermans, and that was it. And then he was warm-up for a lot of different shows. He got to warm up Dancing with the Stars a couple of times here and there, American Idol, America's Got Talent. And then he became an auctioneer. He was a host here and there. And that was Chuck. Then there was my friend Jeff. Jeff, like myself, was a student at the UCLA screenwriting professional program. So people were doubting that when they said, oh, how did Sinakuri get a job at CBS? I had a BA in English from Merrimack College. And I had a certificate already from UCLA. My friend Jeff was currently enrolled in the program. And he had a BA in English, I think English like myself, from Florida College somewhere. So my friend Jeff, he did extra work like myself. He was a PA on Dancing with the Stars. I think Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I think, and he did extra work like me. He was on a few different things, but the most prominent things he did that were featured were, he was featured on Brothers and Sisters, and he was featured on Grey's Anatomy. Then there was my friend Joe. So my friend Jeff was from Florida. My friend Joe was originally from Chicago, but he was born in Santa Monica, according to his IMDb. So my friend Joe, I believe he was living in Dallas, Texas at a time, I believe. Well, somewhere. Because when the show Dallas was filming, like, in 1987 or 88 or something, 89, he was in a scene where Christopher was taken by Bobby and, like, Christopher's aunt or something. They were going on a date or something. They were taken to, like, an amusement park. And he was in the scene with them, but he never got shown. So he could say that he was an extra on the original Dallas. And he was also a PA on Dancing with the Stars. And then after that, he became a worker for TMZ. And he got to interview a lot of people on TMZ. And he has millions of followers now on TikTok, unlike yours truly. Then there was my friend Charles. Charles was from Hayward, California. Very nice guy. He wanted to create the first, like, sitcom, I believe, some kind of a sitcom. Korean, I think Korean? Whatever nationality I think he's Korean. He wanted to create the first Korean sitcom ever. That was the first time I met him. That's what he told me. Charles, very good guy, very good, friendly. He got to work a lot over the years as an extra. He was Ken Jeong's stand-in on Community. He got to be featured on that show a couple of times. And he's a jib camera operator nowadays. Then there was my friend Mike. I could say his last name. He's famous now. He's pretty famous. Mike Mitchell. He's from Quincy, Quincy, Massachusetts. He worked. He did improv, and he worked on The Simpsons, I believe, a little while as a PA, I believe. And then he even got a line on The Simpsons, like in one episode. And then because of his improv, they gave him a line on Parks and Recreation as a character, I think Bjorn Fork or something. And then his career just took off after that. He was called back on that show a few times. He got a few more lines. And then he made his own series called The Birthday Boys, his own independent series on the Independent Film Channel. So he's actually had a lot of parts. He's had parts on web series, streaming series, movies, and television. So he's done really well for himself. Then there was another guy, Glenn Walker Harris Jr. Glenn Walker Harris Jr., I believe, was the most famous of all of us at the time. He was a former child star in the early 90s. He got to be on the movie North. He got to be on The Golden Girls in an episode where Dorothy got sick. He was a little boy in, like, the doctor's office. He got to be on General Hospital. He played the character of Sly Eckhart. He was in the opening credits with, like, him and, I think, Lucky or something when they were kids. And the dog, like Quartermain's dog or something. I don't know. The dog they had, I don't know. But he was in the opening credits for, like, the 1990, 91, 92, 93 seasons or something, 94. And then, like, his mother got killed off on the show. His father got killed off, the characters. And then he just disappeared. And then he worked at CBS with me. So I was like, oh, my name's Glenn Harris. Now, I had a career as high as the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Now I work at CBS, oh yeah, oh yeah. And he was just cracking up with that. When I found out he was like an actor, I was like, Glenn, you never told me that. And he's like, Mark, I don't just go around telling people, oh, I was on this and that and that. I'm like, well, it's a fun fact, though. He was also on the movie, Leave It to Beaver movie. He played the bike thief. I'm like, I went to go see that in the movies with my dad when I was like 12, 13. I'm like, Glenn, were those stunts really yours in the bike? And he goes, damn right they were. And then, who else did I work with? For the other guys. Oh, there was the head page, Kevin. He was from Texas, somewhere in the boonies. I don't know. He says people in Dallas don't have an accent or something, but because they're not from the boonies. People in the boonies, they have the accents. That's what he told me. He was the head page of The Price is Right. Those are mostly the guys that I work with there. There could be others, but those are like the main ones that were like always there all the time. And then the girls, there was this girl named Talia. She was from Northern California. Very sweet Jewish girl. I had a big crush on her. I told her after I left, I said, Talia, you were the nicest out of every girl that worked there. And she's like, thank you, thank you. But she had a boyfriend at the time, so I couldn't even if I asked her out, she had somebody. And I think that's basically it. Like, my closest friends are the ones that I talk to mostly or I hang out with over there as pages at CBS. So, I don't know if I left anyone out, but I think those were the major ones. And some of them who did things in the business after they were CBS pages.